R.W. Bergen here. Hey, Dan. Hey. Um, uh, normally you know, mm, I make political statements, and then sometimes I make stupid, I just make stupid, funny videos. This one's kind of serious because I I these videos aren't just for me to spout off my political opinions and to do stupid videos when I get a little inebriated. They're also a video diary for my grandchildren, my great grandchildren, my anybody that subscribes to my channel, any of my family members. Once I'm gone, I've left an electronic footprint, so nobody has to go digging up crap on Ancestry.com and just look at a black and white piece of paper or some lifeless thing on a computer. There's something living. They can see something. They can see my thoughts. They can see my feelings. They can hear my opinions. And I had an experience today at work, and and this is a life lesson. This is one of them videos that it should be a life lesson for my descendants to take away. They need to take something away from this that they can live. You they can apply to their daily lives. Okay, because I did something today, and I learned it. Something I learned as a cowboy early on, and then working in working for Chuck Cox in Sherman, Texas, at Wilson and Jones Medical Center. I learned this from him, and then also once I moved back to Missouri, I did something that I learned from Pam Hammerly when I worked for her when she was teaching me dialysis at Platte Woods Dialysis when I worked with DeVita. Um, I thought I really screwed up, and I went to my boss, and damn the luck, her boss was in her office too. So not only did I have to go to my boss and tell her that I thought I fucked up, um, I had to say it in front of her boss too. So both of my bosses, I had to go in there into my boss's office and say, "Yeah, I think I really screwed up." Yep. And um, it turns out I didn't, because I thought that like I just totally, you know, screwed this whole situation up. But it turned out it wasn't my fault because I was on vacation. And the other thing is, it wasn't my. I did the right thing. I just did it. I did it on the wrong day. So I mean, we're having to hustle, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. The whole point of this is all the cowboys I hung around with, accountability and owning your mistakes is the most important thing. Um, I learned that from Chuck Cox early on because my life when I worked for him, my work life was perfect. Chuck was the best boss you could ever work for, and he was like a second father to me. I mean, honestly, he was. He cut me more slack than a boss probably should have, considering how hungover I was most of the time. But I knew that if I screwed up, I could go to Chuck and say, Chuck, yeah. Actually, I called him Chief. I said, Chief, um, yeah, you're probably going to get a phone call from nurses station such and such because there's probably going to be a patient complaint. That way he wasn't broadsided by it. And he knew and he knew that I accepted culpability for what was going on. And the thing of it is, he would, if I was in the right, I mean, he would fight tooth and nail for me if I was in the right. He'd be like, sometimes he'd even make excuses for me. It's like he'd call me into his office. Okay, I got this phone call from the nurse's station, and well, it probably went like this, didn't it? And I'd be like, I mean, if I really screwed up, I'd just own it. And I learned that from Chuck Cox. When you fuck up, just own it, because the cover up is always worse than the offense. Because I seriously, honestly, this thing that I thought that I screwed up, I seriously thought about just trying to work my way through it for the next 7 days, and it wasn't going to work. It just wasn't going to work. But when I went to my boss and her boss, we realized that, okay, we're going to, I'm going to have to hustle. I'm going to have to hustle to make things right. But I owned it. And the same thing with Pam Hammerly, working for DeVita. As long as I was straight up honest with Pam Hammerly, and I just will go to her and I say, Pam, I fuckered this up. This is, I fuckered it up. And, owning, probably the reason why I've only been fired once in 14 years being in the same field is because I would go to my bosses and I just tell them, I fuckered it up, and I owned it, and I did what it took to make it right. So this is for you, Jesse Mace, Skylar Bergen, Alexis Bergen, Tanya Searcy, and Cheyenne got a feather in the back of your head. So, this is a serious video. But I'm also paying homage to my mentors, my greatest mentors. Cowboys I hung around with for years when I was breaking horses and training horses. The two best bosses I've ever had. So, if you like this video, hit the like button, or hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and then hit the notification button, and you'll get some of my videos when I make them. Also, do not forget to support your state militias. Here in Missouri, it's the Missouri Defense Force, Missouri Militia, and Missouri Citizens Militia. So, God bless y'all. Stay safe in these turbulent times. R.W. Bergen, out.